Cô em không nghe tiếng à?
Nó hơi lười sáng nha. Nó không nghe.
Giờ vẫn chưa nghe cô.
Hello, hello. It's better? Maybe right, there's a problem with my phone. Yes. So let's continue, right? As I mentioned in the previous email, right? We will continue using market leader. So in English module number 1, you use market leader pre-intermediate. But you know, you just do with the first 5 lessons, like unit number 1 to number 5. But then now you move on to English module number 2. We continue using this book, but we just do with the second half of the book. It means that we get started with unit number 7. We skip unit number 6, right? Okay, and we get started with unit number 7. From unit number 7 to unit number 12. Yes. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, just 11, right? And then we skip for unit number 12. That's it. Yes. And another thing is another learning material that you have to deal with is reading extra. It's intensive reading. Yeah, reading number 2. So if you log in the LMS, where you can see the PDF file for the extra reading material. Right? We have 5 lessons, right, that have been posted on the LMS, right? So if you log in the LMS, you can see here. Yeah. Okay.
Cái này thì thứ tuổi em không học có hiểu gì không? Có hiểu đi em à?
Yeah, okay, so if you have a look at the learning material sections, where you can see the 5 reading lessons here, you have to download. And it's just for, you know what, for the practice, but you have to spend some time doing all the tasks right in the 5 reading lessons here. Yes, and at the end of the course, I will spare like 1 hour checking and correcting your answers. So these 5 reading lessons will cover like 5 different topics in business, like marketing, international business, law, yeah, something like that, where we have 5 different topics in business, about business, right? And so these 5 reading lessons just to help you to enhance your vocabulary, your lexical, right, resources in about business. That's it. Yes, and there is one more book, and that is what practice files. Okay, and you can also see in the no, not practice file here. Okay, just this one. Just skip this one. Yeah. Okay, we just do with right these 2 learning materials, and make sure that you have to download the audio files for the market leader. Okay, the audio files, because you know what, when it comes to the listening section, right, it's kind of impossible for me to play the audio file here and then you listen at home. Okay, it's quite it will be, you know, troublesome. So I would like you to download the audio files into your personal computer, and then you can listen on your own. Okay, and then you give me the answers. That's it. Yeah, so make sure that you have to download the audio files here, audio market leaders, module number 2. Okay? So the textbook, market leader, pre-intermediate, right? And then the audio file and the 5 reading lessons. So these are the the 3 files that you have to download into your personal computers. Yeah. Okay, so this is all about the materials, right? Learning materials. And now we move on to assessment. Okay? I think this is the most important thing, right? Assessment. So for your assessment, right, it will be divided into 2 different parts. So the first one is about ongoing assessment, and I will be responsible for your ongoing assessment, and this accounts for 50% of your total score. Yeah. And then when you finish the course, right, you are expected to take the final test, and the final test will take up 50%. Yeah. Now let's talk about the ongoing assessment, right? In the ongoing assessment, there are 3 criteria that I will refer to. Okay, so the first one is about attendance. So you are expected, right, to attend the class on the sections. Like we have like 12 sections, right? So and then the attendance, right, will account for 10%, and when you are absent from the class, right, you get 1 minus. Is it? Okay. And if you are absent from the class, you want to take a day off, okay, so you just go ahead, right? You don't need to send me an email to ask for permission. Yes, because even though you send me an email, right, asking for a day off, right, you still get 1 minus. Okay, nothing changes. So if you want to take a day off, just go ahead. You don't have to. It is not necessary for you to send me an email, okay, to ask for permission. Okay, yeah. But if you are absent from the class, where you get 1 minus without excuse, without any excuse. Yeah. And then the second one is the end of unit test on LMS. Right, on the LMS, I have already posted the 5 tests, but I haven't set up the deadline. Okay. Yeah. So you see what the end of unit test here, right? There are 5 tests for unit number 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay. So you are expected to do all the tests here. Okay. And the results of the end of unit test here will account for 15% of your total score. Yeah, 15%. See? So make sure that you have to do all the tests here, okay, within the deadline. And there will be another test which is the sample test here. Okay, so the sample test here is just to help you get to help you familiarize yourself with the format of the sample of the end of course test. Okay, but it's not part of the assessment. Yeah, so it will not be counted in the end of unit test, right? So you just do it, right, to get familiar with the format of the final test. That's it. And then is the speaking test, right? So on the very last day of the course, right, you have to take the speaking test, and the result of speaking test will take up 25% of your total score. Okay, and nice. I'm still thinking about, how I'm going to conduct the speaking test. In the English module number 1, I deliver the oral test like a face-to-face test, right? Just Q&A. I ask the questions, and then I give my students some topics, and then they have some time to prepare in advance, and then they have like 2-3 minutes to present the topic, okay, without preparing any PowerPoint slides. But for this semester, for English module number 2, I'm considering letting you making presentations. But I think that we should wait until after the TED holiday, to see whether we will be able to get back to school, right? To have offline class at that time, maybe, right? So you'll be able to make a presentation maybe in groups, right? Like 2 of you, right, or 3 of you working together and preparing the PowerPoint slide, okay, preparing for your presentation. So up to now, I cannot say for sure the format or the form of the speaking test. We have to wait after the TED holiday, okay? And in order to help you get the high score for your speaking test, right, I'm going to give you bonus, like during my lessons. If you have any contribution to my lessons, I ask you questions and you raise your hands, you answer my questions, or you do the exercise, okay? And every time you contribute to my lesson, you raise your voice to answer my questions, you get 1 bonus, okay? And if you are able to collect like 20 pluses, okay, so you get 1 point, and this 1 point will be added directly to your speaking test, to your speaking score. Like for the speaking test where you get 6 or 7, as I get 7, okay, and then on top of that, where you are able to accumulate like 20 pluses, this means that 1 point, so you get 8 for the speaking test. Yeah, that's it. So I hope that, right? So I hope that you will actively contribute to my lessons, right? So I know that there will be some problems arising when you study online. It can study online sometimes can demotivate your learning, but I think that, right, so my policy will help you to get more engaged in my lessons. And so try your best, right, to contribute to lessons whenever you are able, okay? And next one is about ongoing assessments, right? The total score with the total percentage will be 150%, okay? And then you have another 50%, right? This is the final test. So in the final test, right, there is some sections like vocabulary and grammar, reading, writing, and listening. It's quite similar to the course test that you have already taken in English module number 1. Okay. Yeah. All right. So do you have any questions up to now? Any questions? Is it clear? Okay. Yeah, I'm still thinking. Of course, right? If we make presentations, right? I think you should work in groups like 2 or 3 students. Yes, it can help you to improve your teamwork. Yeah, and your teamwork skills and presentation skills. Yeah. Okay, but as I said, right? We have to wait after TED holiday to see whether the situation will be getting better. And if all of you are able to get back to school, right, to join the offline class, right? So I think that I'm going to let you make presentations, yeah, for your speaking test. Yeah, so you have more time. I give you topics were in advance, and you have some time to prepare for topics. You prepare some PowerPoint slides, and then you present in front of the class. That's it. Okay. But if you know what, the situation is getting worse and we will be unable, we will be not able to get back to school. So in that situation, or in that case, I will deliver the oral test. Like I give you questions in advance, and then you have like 2 weeks prepare. You have 2 weeks to prepare for the answers, and then you have the oral test, like face-to-face test. That's it. So it depends on the situation. Okay, but right now I cannot say for sure. Yeah, but as I said, we have to wait after TED holiday. Yeah. Don't worry too much about that. Okay. Yeah, so that's all about, you know what, the learning materials that you have to prepare for the course and the assessment, okay? And that's what is about the time. As you know, right, there are 60 periods for English module number 2. You have 4 credits, right? Yeah, so 60 periods. And it will be divided, you know, like 48 periods, right, for online learning, and including, you know, the speaking test. So like we have 12, yeah. I would like to tell you more details about this one. Okay, it's quite different from, you know what, the schedule that you got in English module number 1 in, you know what, the previous semester. In the previous semester, where you had 9 sections, right, and every sections, right, you have to do with 5 periods. But you know, for this semester, I'm going to make some adjustments. Like, gonna have 12 sections. Yes, and for each sections, right, we're gonna have like 4 periods. Yeah, 4 periods. You know, in previous semester, where you had to study like 5 periods a day. Okay, you know what, per section. But for this semester, I would like to make it less severe. You just do it like 4 periods, right? Just study 4 periods for 1 section per section. And that's it. So it means that you have to wait like 48 periods online learning, okay, including the
Một
speaking
phiên
test. It means that you start studying. We start our classes around 7, 10 a.m. Okay, and then we finish our class according to the schedule. We end, so our class ends at around 11:30. Is it right? Okay.
Yeah.
It means that you have to study 5 periods. But now I would like to I would like to reduce the amount of time here. Like we end our classes around 10:45. Let's say 4 periods, right? 10:45 a.m. That's it. Yeah. With break. 20 minutes break.
Oh.
20-minute break. Yeah, that's it. But if we don't take a break, right? So we end, earlier, like around, 10:20. Yeah, which one would you like to? Which one do you prefer? So we start classes, at 7:10. Yeah, and then we end our class. We end our class at around 10:45 with 20-minute break. Or if you don't take a break, 20-minute break, we will end earlier, like 10:20. Yeah. So which one do you prefer? Break or no break? Okay, break. Okay, so you know that we're in the real semester, right? In the real semester, are in the English module number 1, I just deliver 5 consecutive sections without any break. We started we got started at around 7:10, and then we finished our classes around 11 without any break. I don't know whether it was a torture for my students, but we did a good job. Okay, but yeah, that's this semester, right? So we tend to enjoy our class, right? So let's take a break. Yeah, 20-minute break, and then we stop at around 10:45. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
And then you have 12 periods left, right? It is used for self-study. You make use of this time, right, to do the end of unit test on LMS. Okay, so again, we have to attend class. You are expected to attend like 12 sections. Yeah, and 4 periods per section. We get started at 7:10 and finish at around 10:45 with 20-minute break. That's it. Yeah. And one more thing I would like to tell you is that you need to be on time for the class. Okay, so you know that our class starts around 7:10. So you're expected to turn off your computer and get ready. Just send me the request, right, and get ready by 7:10. And then you join the class, right? If you join the class 15 minutes late, you'll be considered to be absent from the class. Okay? Yeah, so you need to be punctual. You need to be on time. I think this is the behavior that shows that you respect others. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's all about what the things I would like to tell you before lesson today were about the learning materials, assessment, and the time. Or if you have any questions, or if you are not if you don't understand, you don't get anything, right, just ask me the question. Just feel free to ask me any questions. Okay, so far so good? Is it okay? Okay, good. So without further ado, right, let's get started the lesson today. Okay, so as I said, right, we continue using the Market Leader book, the Market Leader pre-intermediate, and we get started with unit number 7.
Yeah.
So make sure that you have to download the ebook right into your personal computer. Yes. All right. Okay, so the topic today is unit number 7, and it is about what new business. Yeah. Okay, so make sure that you have to pronounce the word correctly. Business. Only 2 syllables, right? Some of you may pronounce the word business like business, right? It's not correct, right? There are only 2 syllables here. Business. 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 Yeah, don't say Z, right? Just say biz, z, business. Business, okay? Business. New business. Is it? Okay.
What? Cô nói hai khác nhau không? Mình biết là business hả? Tại vì chưa là một ngày. Can you type Android kêu type I have recorded the show Đá Chưa Bừa Everyone Đá Chưa Bừa. I have recorded today, man.
Business, okay? And okay, so before we actually get started, I have one question for you. Like right now, you are just a freshman. Okay, you're just a freshman. But I think that where you sometimes where you still think about your future, like what kind of career path you would like to take in the future. You know, when you graduate from universities, there are a lot of opportunities for you. There are a lot of options for you. Some of you may choose to continue studying, right, to get higher degrees, like you continue studying to get master degrees, right? And then you can become a teacher in economics, for example. And some of you may choose to work for an employee, or sorry, some of you may choose to work for an employer, or you choose to work for an organization where you work as a full-time employee for, you know, some companies. But some of you, right, would like to start up, okay? Yes. But today we just focus on startup, okay? Would you like to start up your own company? And if yes, why? Tell me why. Yes. My question for you is that would you like to start up your own business or your own company in the future when you graduate from university? And if the answer is yes, and tell me the reason why. Okay, I got a lot of, you know what, students here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna call Minh Tuấn first. Okay, now can you turn on your microphone and then share your opinion? Would you like to start up your company? And if the answer is yes, tell me the reasons. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, I could like to start my own business because I can control my own company without being controlled by anyone.
I think that's a good idea, right? So for Minh Tuấn, where he would like to start up his own business, right, his own company, and the reason he gave for that is that, you know what, he would, because this is his company, and he, you know what, can do whatever is beneficial for the company, right? He can do whatever he wants for the company. Like, you know, when you work for another company, you work as a full-time employee. You're just an employee, a normal employee at the company, so you have to work under other people's direction. You have to obey. You have to obey, you know what, their directions, right? They will ask you to do whatever they want, okay? And on that, you have to do it. Just follow, you know, just do what they tell you, okay? But if you work for your own company, you'll be able to realize your dreams. You can do whatever for your company, okay? So this is a good chance for you to realize your dreams. Yeah, okay? So I would like to give you one more expressions where you realize your dreams. I think that when you work for realize your dreams, okay? Hồi nãy bạn Tuấn có một cái ý như vậy, nhưng mà cô nghĩ là cô chuyển thành cái ý này thì các bạn sẽ học được thêm từ vựng, đó là realize your dreams. Bình thường em gặp chữ realize nó có nghĩa là nhận thấy, đúng không, hay nhận biết, nhưng mà nó còn một nghĩa nữa mà mọi người chưa có để ý tới, đó là hiện thực hóa. Em thấy cái tính từ nó là real không, là thật, đúng không? Thì realize lên đây make something come true, thì thay vì em nói là make my dreams come true để hiện thực hóa giấc mơ của mình á, thì em sẽ dùng cái từ là realize my dreams. Yeah, when say I realize something, where I realized that, you know what, when I got to school, I realized that I left, you know what, my sunglasses at home. Khi tôi đến trường thì tôi phát hiện ra, tôi nhận thấy ra là tôi đã để mắt kính tôi ở nhà, ví dụ vậy. Thì cái đó realize trong tình huống đó có nghĩa là phát hiện ra, nhận thấy ra một cái gì đó. Còn realize your dreams nó trong cái context này nó có nghĩa là gì em? Make something come true. Yeah, so I would like you to note down these expressions, right? So when I start up on my own business, right, so I got a good chance to realize my dreams. I can do whatever I want for my own business. That's good. Okay, thank you. And now, anyone else? I would like to call, you know what, Trần Thành Đạt, right? Okay.
Yes. I would like to start your own business.
because I want to do something that make a difference. My business idea could make a difference by providing employment for other people. I could help revise or attract people to a particular area or change this by offering a service or supporting a charity how my business. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the answers right from Thành Đạt. Okay, so like Minh Tuấn, right, that also like to work for what his own business, where he would like to be self-employed, to work for himself, right? And then the reason he gave for that was that what he would make some difference for something different for society. Okay, so I think this is a very good like purpose. Yeah, it's very ambitious, very plan. Like some people, right, they would like to start up their own business because that they would like to make a lot of money for themselves, right? But some people they are more socially responsible. Yeah, they would like to do something for society. They want to make some changes. So if you work for other companies, you got little chance, right, to do things on your own. Okay, you always get permissions from your directors. Okay, and sometimes you're not free to make decisions. But if you work for your own company, right, you are free to make any decisions that are good for your business, and as a result, you can make what difference? Yeah, you can make some differences, right? You can do something different for society. Yeah, okay, I think this is a good answer, right? So realize your dreams, and then what else you can make difference. Good job. Okay. Anyone else? And I got another answer from another student here, like Mỹ Uyên. Yeah. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, hello teacher in you guys. If I had a chance, I would like to start my own business because I want to have many new skills from self-management process, so I can learn and grow quickly. I can acquire new skill for myself, and even I can explore new talents of myself. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, that's very good, right? Okay.
Balance.
Another reasons, right, from Mỹ Uyên. So you would like to start up your own business,
Ai cũng rồi
like
đấy.
you would like to explore yourself. Like if you work for a company, you are just assigned to work in a particular area. Like you work as an accountant, you just deal with numbers. But you work as a sales representative, okay, you just deal with sales. If you work in marketing, you just deal with marketing. You are put in a particular area, okay? I mean that where there is a very high level of what? High level of what? Like you are put in only one particular area, okay, that you are good at. Yes, if you work in marketing, you just deal with marketing. You just practice marketing skills. But if you work as a CEO of the company, like you are your own boss, you are the manager of your own company. You have to deal with multitasking. You will get a very good chance to practice multitasking. You know multitasking. Yeah, multitasking. What does it mean? You have to practice a lot of skills. You have to deal with a lot of skills. You need to be good at management skills, okay, human resources management skills, time management skills, okay. What else? You have to deal with, like, the capital for the company. You have to find a way to raise funds, to raise money for your company, for your business. You have to deal with people. You have to deal with your business plans. You have to deal with business strategies, how to get your company move forward. For example, how to make your company develop. For example, you need to be responsible for a lot of things. So is it a good chance for you to explore yourself, to see what you are good at, what you need to improve, for example, and to see how far you can go in this journey. Okay, yeah, that's it. But if you work for one company, you just work in only one particular area, and you cannot know, like, how far you can go. You can you don't have opportunity to explore yourself. Okay, that's it. Thank you. It's a very good answer, right? So while you start up your own business, while you can practice multitasking, you have to do a lot of things. Yeah. Okay. And I got another students here, like you know what, Quý Châu. Yeah, Nguyễn Hoàng Quý Châu.
Okay, if I have chance, I will start my own business. Although it have a lot of work and there are some risks, but the potential for reward is huge. The first thing is that I have more motivation to chase my dream, control my own thing. And the second one is that when I become my own boss, I have more responsible. From that, I can raise my responsibility because I have to control a huge system. I have to manage many people, to use people, and to control everything from my company. And finally, the one that I find my interest is that I can achieve independence finance so that I can make a lot of money. That's all.
All right, thank you for the answers. Right from Quý Châu, like you also want to start your own company, and there's some different reasons from other students. The first one is say what are you feel like you are more motivated when you work for yourself. Okay, because when you work for yourself, you are responsible for your own business, right? So you are more motivated. You are forced to do anything that you don't like. If you work for a company, right, you'll be forced to do. Sometimes you are forced to do something that you don't like. Okay, but you know this is the directions from your managers and you have to do that. You have no choice. But when you work for your company, right, so you can decide which one is good for your company. Okay, so you get what more motivated. Yes. So first one, next one is say what get more motivated. Yeah, you feel like you are more motivated, right, to work for your own business, right? And another reason is that, you know what, you say, I think the second reason is quite similar to, you know, the previous students. But I would like to mention, you know, what is the last reasons that you gave, right, for the reason why you would like to start up your business. So that is what you would like to, you will be able to make a lot of money. Yes, okay, so I think that the primary reasons for running a business is to make money. Okay, I think that doing a business, right, it's not a charity. It's not doing charity. You do not do it for fun. You don't do it for free. When you start up your business, right, so the primary reason is to what, to make money. Yeah. So if you work for a company or an organization where you just get a fixed salary, a stable salary, like if you are just a fresh graduate, right, and you know, I think that the average income, the average salary for fresh graduates, right, is around, you know, 10 million Vietnam dong. Okay, yeah, and it's quite a fixed salary. And if you have good performance, yeah, like after 1 year or 6 months working for the company, and you have you are able to make significant contributions to the company, right? So you have a very good performance, so you'll be able to get a salary review and you get a pay raise. Yeah, it would take you a long time, right, to get a pay raise. But if you work for your company and you have a very good strategy, so there is a good chance, right, you stand a good chance to make a lot of money if your business, right, becomes successful. That's it. So another good reason is that you can work make a lucrative income. See, yeah. Các bạn hay nói là kiếm được rất là nhiều tiền, đúng không? Nhưng mà trong cái khoảng này cô có một cụm từ cho các bạn, đó là make a lucrative income. Yeah, lucrative, what does it mean? A lot of money. Đây là một cái tính từ có nghĩa là gì em? Rất là nhiều tiền. Thì em có thể kiếm được lương khủng, mức lương cao ngất ngưỡng, thì em có thể dùng cái chữ này. Nếu mà bình thường em nói là make a earn a high salary thì cái chữ high nó không diễn tả được cái mức cao. Yeah, so I think that you can use the adjective like lucrative, right? Lucrative income, right? So you got a good chance to make a lucrative income. You become, you know what, financially free. Yes, you can become like, hồi nãy bạn có dùng một cái từ là become, you know what, financially. Oops. Tự do về mặt tài chính em ha, mình sẽ tự do về tài chính hơn. Yes, okay, you become what, financially free. That's it. Make a lucrative income, become financially free. Yes, thank you. And another student, please. Tam Tam. Yes, the last one. Yes, I would like to listen to your opinion. Tam Tam, do you have any different answers? Sorry, can you speak up? I cannot hear you very clearly. Hello? Oh, maybe there's some problems right with, you know what, Tam. Okay, yeah, maybe next time. I think you should check your microphone. Yes. Yeah, try to fix it. Okay. Yeah, so thank you for all the answers here. I think these are, you know what, the main reasons why, you know, a lot of people nowadays, especially young generations, right, Gen Z, they would like to start up their own business. Okay, these are the benefits, right, the benefits of starting up a business, right, of, you know, being your own boss. However, I would like to think about, you know, something that you have to take into consideration when you start up your business. The benefits here are clear, but you have to think about, you know, what some problems or some factors that you have to take into consideration if you want to start up your business. So now my next question for you is that what factors, right, should you take into consideration when you start up your own business? Yeah, now you have like a few minutes right to think about my question and raise your hands to give me your answers.
Câu hỏi vậy? Đương nhiên là đó.
My question is that what factors should you take into consideration when starting up a business? Yes.
Ảnh
What
hưởng.
factors, right, or what problems should you think about? Okay, should you consider very carefully before you actually open or before you actually establish, right, your own business? Yes. Okay, so everyone, if you don't want to raise your voice, you can type the answer in the chat box. Yes. Okay, yeah, so you got the answers from Minh Tuấn, right? Tuấn Minh, I guess. Yeah, Tuấn Minh, not Minh Tuấn, right? Okay. Yeah, Tuấn Minh, you say what capital? That's right. You need for, you know, what money. How could you start up your own business without money? Okay, so you need to, repair money. But how can you get money for your business? Now tell me some sources, right? Where, or from whom, or from where can you get money? Now let's talk about money first. Okay, so how can you get money? How can you raise capitals, right, for your company? Yeah, you need money first. Okay, you need money, but how can you get money for your business? Now tell me some plans or some ways, right, to get money for your business.
I think mình đi level 4 thì là lao động, hiểu không? Nếu anh em đã chọn
Okay, so you got the answers from, you know what, đồng nghi, right, being employee first. Yeah, maybe what at when you when you graduate from universities and you have no experience, so you can work and you have no support from your family. Your family, you know what, cannot support you, so you can become an employee first. You spend like 2-3 years working for a company to save money, and then you can start up your business. Okay, yes, very good. From your family, right? So fortunately, right, so if you were born in the rich family, in a privileged family, right, okay, and then you can get support from your family. You can get financial support from your family. Okay, that's the good luck.
and your
Okay,
investor.
and Tantam say that you can make a bank loan. Yeah, that's right. You can borrow money from the bank. Okay, yes, it's very good. or you can get money from your own savings. Yeah, that's right. Like đồng nghi, where you can become an employee first. You spend like a few years working for the company to save money. Yes, and then you can use your saving money, right? Okay, and then you can you can start up your own business. Or what else from TIliwong is a good answer, right? You can get the money from angel investor. Okay, that's right, angel investor. Like the in Vietnam, why we have the program named Shark Tank. Yeah, so if you are a startuper and you would like to start up your business, but you have um, you don't have sufficient financial source, you can join this program, this TV show, and then you can make a presentation about your plan, your products, your service. Okay, and then you show the potential of your business, and then if the investors or the shark there, right, they are interested in your plans, and then they can invest in your business. That's it. Yeah, you can call for investments, right, from angel investors. That's a good answers, right? Okay, thank you for the answers. Right, the first one you have to think about money, how much money you have to start up your business. Okay, what else is the first factor, right? And then I got another answers from Thế Trân. Yeah, so state of skills. Yeah, you need to be like you need to be skillful. Like if you want to manage a company, right, even though it is whatever it is, like whether it is a small scale company or large scale company. Usually when you start up, it's just a small scale company, like of 10 people or 20 people. I think that. Okay, so you need to be good at, right, some skills like human resources management skills. Okay, what else? The business skills, for example, negotiation skill, for example, a lot of skills, right? Yes, you need to be good at some skills, right, that are relevant, that are important, right, when you do business. Yes, and then what else? Another thing that you have to consider is the personnel. Yeah, that's right. I mean the people, the human resources, who is gonna work with you. Okay, so if you work for the company where you are forced to work in teams, in work sometimes you're expected to work with people that you don't like when you work for the company. But when you work for yourself, you have opportunity. You can decide on who is gonna work for you. Okay, you can choose the people that you think you can work well with them. Okay, yes. And what else? The market. Yeah, it's a very good answers, right? Like the market, you have to think about the market, where you're gonna sell your product. Okay, who is gonna buy your products? Okay, the customers, the consumers. Okay, and the market. You have to do a lot of research, right? You have to do a lot of research and studies, right, to investigate the market. Okay, the customer insights, for example, right? And when you are knowledgeable about the market, where you're going to sell your product, right? So you can make the good preparation, okay, for that market.
Yes.
That's it. Yes. Labor force, like personnel, the same answer, right? Thank you. Yeah, good answer. Okay. Yeah, so this is some questions where I'd like to discuss right before we actually get started, right, the lesson today, which is about new business, right? Some benefits of working for yourself, of starting up your business. However, you have to take into consideration a lot of things. Yes. And here, if you have a look at exercise, the question number 2 here, you can see a lot of other things that you have to consider when you start up your own business, right? The first one you can say you can see here, low taxes. Yeah, you have to consider the tax the taxes that are imposed on your business. Yeah, like if you are a foreign investor or foreign company, you come to Vietnam to start your own business, right? You have to consider the tax, all kind of taxes here. And I think that, right, you will be more interested in the cities or the regions that offers low taxes. Yeah. The next thing is about good transport links. Yeah, okay. Like you need to set up a factory manufacturing products, right? Factories, and then you have to consider the transport links, like the transportation systems. Yeah, so you have to consider whether it is easy for you to transport your products from your factories to the markets, to the stores, for example, where your products are consumed. For example, yeah, good transport links.
không phải xài nhiều
skill
tiền.
staff, right? Of
À.
course, right? Like you say, personnel or human resources. You have to employ skill staff, right? I mean the capable people, right? I mean competent people, the people who are able to make significant contribution to your business. Okay, training
nghiệm.
courses, yeah,
Có
of
chứ
course,
mà có
right?
nghiệm.
Like
Những người
you know, to save
những
course
cái
right now,
nghề
there are a lot of companies that tend to
start
employ
nhân viên
fresh
lên nghề.
graduates,
Bây giờ
new students, right? Like you know, students who have just graduated from the university, because you know what, these people are not really experienced, but you know what, they have energy, they have enthusiasm. So when you employ these kind of people, so you can work, offer them some training courses, and then they can work for you. Yes, they are knowledgeable and ready, but they are not really experienced. So you can provide them with some training courses, and then they can become skill staff to work for you. Low interest rates, yeah, like you say, when you start up your business, you need to have money first, and one of the ways that you can get money is from bank loan, and you have to consider what interest rates, the low interest rate. You have to consider whether the bank offers you low interest rate, interest rates, right? Okay, interest rates, yeah. And high unemployment, yeah, you have to consider high unemployment. A lot of American companies, a lot of Western companies, right, come to developing countries like Vietnam, Thailand, or some countries in Africa, yeah, African countries. So in these countries, right, there is a very high percentage of unemployment. Yes, so and if you establish the factories there, okay, you can solve the problem. So this problem, like solve the unemployment problem. You provide them with job opportunities. You offer them job opportunities, so they have a good chance to work, to make ends meet, yeah, to make money. Yes. So and another thing is that in developing countries, the labor cost rate is very cheap. Yeah. Instead of establishing a factory in the U.S. or in the U.K., where the labor costs are very high. Now you can establish a factory in Vietnam, okay, and then because the labor cost is cheaper, and you also offer job opportunities, right, to Vietnamese people. Yeah. Cheap rents, for example, like you need to rent factories, you have to rent the equipment, right, to run your business. Yeah. A strong currency, yeah, strong currency. Like what is the strongest, right, currencies in the world right now? Do you know that? The strongest currencies. Do you have any idea?
Euro.
Yeah, euro. Okay, euros. Yeah, that's right. It's not England, but it's the pounds, sterling pounds, right? The currency. Đó là tiền tệ mà không phải là quốc gia. Và đồng của Anh đó là đồng bảng Anh, đúng không em? Đó là pound. Yes. Or euro or dollar, US dollars, right? So these are the strong currencies in the world. Okay, what a healthy economy, right? A healthy economy, like the economy, you can say like a resilient economy, healthy economy, or can say what a resilience. Cái từ này chắc là học phần 1 em có học rồi nè, resilient. Okay, so I would like you note down this one, resilient. What does it mean, resilience? Thầy nào biết chữ này không cô? Resilient economy. What does it mean? You can use it to paraphrase, a healthy economy. Thì em có thể dịch là nền kinh tế lành mạnh, đúng không? Kinh tế khỏe. Okay, nhưng mà mình có thể paraphrase nó thành chữ là a resilient economy. What does it mean by resilient? Know that?
Tôi đồng nghĩa nào.
Do you have any idea about this one? A resilient economy?
Em đi để em.
Okay, let me give you one example. Like last year, 2021, 2020. Not last year, the year before last year, like 2020. You know what? The COVID-19 pandemic, right, has lasted for more than 2 years, and you know what? In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic, right, hit the hardest, right? A lot of countries in the world, right, took the hardest hit of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, at the time, in 2020, Vietnam, at the time, Vietnam was not negatively affected by COVID-19 pandemic. At the time, you know what, the Vietnamese economy is still resilient. It's very healthy. So a resilient economy means you know, an economy that is able to bounce back. Yeah, even though you know what, it is negatively affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, by some crisis, by some you know downturn, it's still able to you know what, bounce back, to recover very quickly. And you say this is a resilient economy. So again, if an economy or if a country is able to bounce back, you know, bounce back. Yeah, bounce back. What does it mean bounce here? Bounce, like you know what? If you throw a ball into a wall and then it will bounce back, like you know what? Bounce back, you understand what I mean? To recover, yeah, bounce back like recover. Chữ này em phải hiểu theo hai nghĩa ha. Nên nếu mà theo nghĩa vật lý á, thì có nghĩa là nó nảy ra. Ví dụ em ném cái gì đó vào tường nó sẽ nảy ra. Đó là nghĩa đen, nghĩa vật lý của nó. Còn nó một cái nghĩa hay dùng đó, trong cái tình huống này cô bounce back đây của mình tức là hồi phục. Yeah, tức là dù cho có bị kiểu như là bị ảnh hưởng rất là nặng nề nhưng mà nó vẫn nảy lên lại, nền kinh tế nó vẫn có thể gì em phục hồi, ok, phát triển lại. Tức là mặc dù bị dịch Covid nhưng mà nền kinh tế vẫn có thể gì em phục hồi lại rất là nhanh chóng. Thì nền kinh tế đó được gọi là resilient, tức là nền kinh tế có khả năng phục hồi, có khả năng đàn hồi. Và trong vật lý nó có nghĩa là đàn hồi nên em resilient ha. Nhưng ở đây thì mình có thêm một nghĩa đó là phục hồi và rất là nhanh chóng. Yeah, you can say this is a healthy economy or resilient economy. Is it? Okay. Okay, so this is a healthy economy. Government grants, right? Government grants. What does it mean? Like government, some policies, right? Some government policies that encourage, you know what, the new businesses, okay, or investor. For example, grants here, like you know, offer. Yeah, offer. You learn more about this one right in the next section, right in the vocabulary section, right? Government grants, like you know, offer or some encouragement policies, right, given by the government in order to encourage